If you are here, go ahead and start to find a comfortable seat. You can do that with your legs crossed, or you can sit back on your heels. Again, like I mentioned, this is a good place to use a pillow or a rolled up blanket or something to give yourself a little bit of height. It just really helps tilt your pelvis forward so you can find a taller spine. And we want a nice tall spine so we can have more room to breathe into our diaphragm, into our lungs. And if you're here and you're seated, start to bring your awareness to your breath. See if you can come to the space that you're in right now. Like there is nowhere else you need to be. You have the next hour to truly be in your moment, in your space. And take this moment to be grateful and to ground down to the earth beneath you. And if you do have the playlist, I mentioned it just a second ago, but there is a link on my website beneath the live stream video. You can click that. It's a Spotify playlist. And I'm going to go ahead and start that now. So start it whenever you're ready. And if you're not already, let's get started in our comfortable seat. Roll your shoulders up into your ears, back and down your spine. You can place your palms face down on your thighs for more grounding, or palms up for more receiving. And come into your breath. Start to lengthen your inhales to a count of 4 or 5. And lengthen your exhales to a count of 5 or 6. We're going to start our practice with 5 breaths using breath retention. So in a moment, I'll cue us to take a cleansing breath together, and then I'll cue 5 breaths. And what we're going to do is inhale for a count of 4, and then we're going to hold our breath at the top for 4, and then we're going to exhale for a count of 6. The exhale is going to go slower than you want, but try to keep it slow and steady. You can keep your eyes closed or open them. Let's take that cleansing breath together. Inhale through your nose. Open your mouth, let it out. Breath retention starting now. Inhale to a count of 4. 3, 2, 1. Hold at the top. 3, 2, 1. Slow exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 3, 2, 1. Pause at the top. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 2, 1. Pause. 2, 1. Exhale. 2, 1. Last one. Inhale to a count of 4, your breath. Pause at the top. Exhale. Let it all go. Continue your breath. Inhales and exhales long and steady. And feel free to engage in your ujjayi breath, or that oceanic sound, by contracting the muscles in the back of your throat. Inhale, reach your hands up towards the ceiling. Exhale, twist to your right. Bring your left hand outside of your right knee and your right hand on your fingertips behind you. Take a breath here. Inhale, reach your right hand up towards the ceiling and over to your left, side body stretch. And breathe. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, right hand meets your left knee, fold forward. Inhale, arms reach high. Exhale, twist other side to your left. Bring your right hand outside of your left knee and your left fingertips meet the floor behind you. You can gaze back over your left shoulder if it feels good for you. Inhale, side body stretch. Left hand reaches up towards the ceiling and over to your right. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, left hand to your right knee, fold forward. Your arms are crossed. And let's do that breath to movement a couple times. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist to your right. Inhale, side body stretch, right arm up and over. Exhale, fold forward, arms are crossed. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist to your left. Inhale, left arm up and to the right. Exhale, cross that hand to your right and fold forward. Last time each side. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, twist right. Focus on your breath. Inhale, reach up and to your left. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, arms reach to the ceiling. Exhale, twist other side. Inhale, left hand up and over to your right. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bring your chest back up, neutral spine. Roll over your knees and find tabletop. Stack your shoulders over your wrists and your hips over your knees. And take this first couple of breaths in tabletop to kind of make some circles, wake up your wrists. So make some circles in one direction and then make some circles in the other direction. Make sure your fingers are spread wide and you're pressing down into the mat. Almost like you're clawing at the mat. You're pulling your fingertips back. And then find a neutral tabletop position. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze, cow pose. Exhale, press the earth away, cat pose, chin to your chest. Inhale, neutral spine. And reach your left heel towards the ceiling. You're going to keep your knee bent. And our tendency here is to want to dump into your low back. So try to bring your back to a more flat position. It's never actually flat, but tuck your tail a little bit. And then let's pulse our inner heel up towards the ceiling. Keep pulling your lower belly up and in, like you're trying to put on a tight pair of jeans. Pulse for 3, 2, 1. Set it down. Other side. Bring your right heel up towards the ceiling. Find the spot and then again try to lengthen your spine. So we want a nice neutral spine. And then start to pulse your inner heel towards the ceiling. It's a really small movement. We're just turning on our glutes and our hamstrings. 3, 2, 1. Set it down. Let's do our left leg again. Lift the heel up towards the ceiling. And this time take your right hand and find your pinky toe side of your back foot. And this time it is okay to find a little bit of more of a back bend sensation. And then start to kick your foot into your hand. And let's wake up our quads. If this balance is a lot for you, you can always set your left knee down and pull. Don't pull too much. And kick back into your hand. And reach your right hand forward, left foot back, and exhale, tabletop. Let's do the other side. Right heel up towards the ceiling. Reach your left hand up and back. Find your pinky toe side. Find your balance, and then kick your foot back into your hand. Release your foot and reach your foot back and your hand forward, lengthen. Exhale, tabletop. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze, cow pose. Exhale, cat, curl into yourself. Let's do one more each of those. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Tuck your toes, send your hips up and back, downward facing dog. You may need to walk your hands a palm's distance forward. And then start to pedal out your feet. So straighten one leg while your other is bent. And your hands forward so you press your hips back, and then switch it out and straighten the other leg and bend the other. And do that a couple more times. And I will be offering a number of suggestions throughout the practice, but please know that this is your practice. You take whatever you want and leave what you don't. And that means taking child's pose at any point in time. And it also means maybe you take an extra chaturanga if you have a lot of extra energy today. Start to press your pelvis towards your thighs and sink your heels into the mat. Press down into your thumb and pointer finger. And gaze towards your navel. You can find as much of a bend in your knees as you like here. Inhale, lift your heels and tiptoe all the way up to the top of your mat. Nice and slow. Press down into your hands. And once you reach the top of your mat, bend your knees, let your torso fall towards your thighs, and drop your head. Ragdoll. You can reach for your elbows with your hands and start to sway side to side. And nod your head yes, and shake it no. Feel the ground beneath all four corners of your feet. And then bring your awareness to your low back. And try to feel a little bit more release. Inhale, rise all the way up to standing Tadasana. Ground down through your feet, reach up through your fingertips. Hold here for a couple breaths. Bring your weight into your heels until you feel your quads engage and your knees lift. Remember that engagement of our low core. So we want to lift up and in, like I said earlier, like you're putting on a tight pair of jeans. And then relax the space between your neck and your shoulders. Rotate your pinkies toward one another. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward, hands through heart center, hinge at your hips. You can keep your feet hips width distance, or you can bring the toes to touch, little space between your heels. Inhale, lengthen your spine, lift halfway. Bring the crown of your head towards the room in front of you, and then like you're pressing against a car seat headrest, almost like you're going to give yourself a double chin. Bring the weight into more of the balls of your feet, so a little bit less in your heels, and then find an anterior tilt in your pelvis. So try to tilt your pelvis towards your thighs. You can have your hands on your shins on something like blocks or water bottles, or you can fingertip the earth. One more breath in. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, high plank, and hold. You can always come down to your knees in these plank poses at any point in time. Press down through your hands, press down into the balls of your feet. And then like you're trying to rip your mat apart from left to right, imagine your hands pulling out to the sides of your mat. And then do the same with your feet. Try to pull them apart isometrically and feel your core engage. And now, like you're trying to rip your mat in half from front to back, really push your hands forward and push your feet back. One more breath. Exhale, lower all the way down to the earth. Untuck your toes, press down into the tops of your feet. Inhale, cobra pose, lift your chest. Exhale, forehead to the mat. Inhale, cobra, lift your chest, little to no weight in your fingers. Exhale, release. One more, just like that. Inhale. Exhale, release. Tuck your toes. Maybe inhale all the way up to plank pose or through tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. Send your hips up and back. Inhale, lift your heels. And exhale, tiptoe all the way up, top of your mat, forward fold. Move through that breath to movement. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Tadasana, rise up, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, and this time lower all the way down to the ground. It's a long exhale. Inhale, cobra pose. Lift your shoulders up and back. Exhale, release. Inhale, plank pose or tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees. Exhale, travel. Maybe it's just one big step this time. Top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen the crown of your head, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up, Tadasana, mountain pose. Gaze up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, and lower all the way down to the earth. Inhale, cobra pose, Bhujangasana, shoulder blades back. Exhale, release. Tuck your toes with strength, lift all the way up, plank pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Send your hips up and back. Take an inhale. Exhale. Everybody come to your knees for just a moment. Untuck your toes and lift up so you're standing on your shins. I just want to go through a cue that I'm going to use, and I have used quite a few times, and it's about your pelvic tilt. So there's an anterior pelvic tilt and a posterior pelvic tilt. So grab your hips, your hands in front, your thumb behind. You're going to find those pointy hip bones or about where you imagine they are on your body. And then what I want you to do is for an anterior pelvic tilt, you're going to press those hip bones back and push forward with your thumbs. So as if your pelvis was a bowl. Anterior, you're going to try to pour water out of the bowl. Posterior, you're going to try to keep water in the bowl. Posterior pelvic tilt is also tucking your tail. So just a couple together. Go ahead, anterior pelvic tilt, posterior. Anterior, posterior. Tuck your tail. One more each direction. Anterior, posterior. Good. Plant your hands, send your hips up and back. Again, downward facing dog. And then, like we just did, find an anterior pelvic tilt. So try to point your pelvis towards your thighs. You might feel your hamstrings turn on a little bit more, and that's great. Inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees. Maybe you hop top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise all the way up, Tadasana. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, and stay in plank pose this time. Inhale, shift your weight over your fingertips. Maybe you use your knees. Exhale, lower halfway, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Flip your feet. Bring your chest through your arms and hold for an extra breath. Try to bring your upper arm bones back in space. Maybe your elbows even need to bend a little bit, and that's fine. Inhale. Exhale, roll over your feet, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg high, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, curl in. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, and then step it through, low lunge. Inhale, supported warrior three. So bring your hands forward and tent them, and lift your back leg. And hold here. You want to, instead of externally rotating, so instead of opening up your hips, try to close your left hip down. So try to bring your inner thigh towards the ceiling. I'm going to say that quite a bit probably today. Take a breath in. As you exhale, bring your left knee towards your chest and bring your weight back into your right heel. You might have to move your hands back. You're going to go through a pistol squat and take a seat. Inhale. Boat pose. Bring both feet up, your shins parallel to the earth, or maybe you start to straighten them if that's good for you. But if your low back starts to curl, come back. Bring your hands out by your sides, or you always have support if you want to bring them back behind you. Try to bring your chest open and lengthen more through your spine. And hold. One more breath in. Exhale, half boat, straighten, bring your heels just towards the earth, but don't touch the earth, and your shoulder blades up off the earth. Maybe you bring your hands up overhead. Inhale, boat. Let's do that 2 more times. Exhale, half boat. Inhale, full boat. Exhale, half. Inhale, full. And this time, exhale, bring your knees into your chest and rock and roll. We'll do 3 this first time. Rock back, 1, 2. On your third rock and roll, try to come all the way up into chair pose. Maybe you use your hands if you need to. And then sink your weight back into your heels. Nice work. You can have your arms up by your ears, or you always have the option to bring your hands to heart center if your shoulders are feeling a lot today. Try to sink your weight back down into your heels, so much so that your toes even lift up off the earth. Engage your low core. And then let's play again with that pelvic tilt. So inhale, tuck your tail. Exhale, anterior pelvic tilt. Exhale, posterior. Inhale, anterior. Sink your weight down and back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, airplane your arms. Keep the depth in your knees. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana. Reach up, lift your left leg in the air. Keep your knee bent this time. Find your balance in your right foot just for a breath in. Exhale is going to be crescent lunge with airplane arms. Step your left foot back and reach back. Your torso should be about a 45-degree angle. Press down into your front heel and come up high on the ball of your back foot. Try to bring your arms together behind you. And then instead of letting your left hip splay back, bring it forward. Squeeze your thighs toward one another. Inhale, crescent moon. Let your left knee drop, reach up. You can untuck your back foot, your front knee stacked over your ankle, and your hip stacked over your back knee. Now, isometrically, pull your front heel back and your left knee forward and feel the engagement turn on in your legs. Engage your lower core. Interlace your hands and bring them to the top of your right knee. Start to shift your knee forward just a couple inches. Re-engage, heel to knee. And then tuck your tail, posterior pelvic tilt. You can feel your left hip flexor turn on. It's nice to lengthen those. If you sit all day, those get shorter over time. You can continue to shift forward, but each time you do, tuck your tail. And then squeeze your thighs toward one another. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, half split. Tent your fingers next to you. Right toes come towards your forehead and your hips are still over your back knee. And stay here for a couple breaths. Once you find your balance, start to press down and forward with your right heel. Try to almost press so much from your glute. You might feel your hamstrings turn on. And now pull your heel back and your knee forward. So pull like you're pulling your legs together when they're not actually moving. Nice work. Once more forward. So press your heel forward. And once more, pull your heel back. Nice engagement. And rebend your front knee, reach up, crescent moon just for a second. Exhale, plant your hands on the inside of your right foot. Come up high on the ball of your back foot and pivot for warrior two legs. So your back foot is parallel to the short edge of your mat. And your front toes are facing forward. Keep your right hand on the mat. You can actually tent your fingers too. And then reach up for extended side angle variation. Try to scoop your right hip underneath you. And then press your right knee back with your arm and press your knee into your arm. Really turn on your front leg. And then press down into the knife edge side of your back foot for just a second. And now squeeze your back foot towards your front foot and your front foot towards your back foot, like you're trying to curl your mat together. You got it. For a breath in, breath out. Inhale, reverse warrior. Keep a nice lunge in your front knee. Reach up, up, up with your right hand and towards the wall behind you. You can gaze back at your back foot to give you a little bit more of a side body stretch. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down, low lunge and pause. Pivot your back toes forward, straighten your front leg. Lengthen your spine, pyramid pose with a halfway lift, and exhale, fold forward. You can stay on the tips of your fingers, or if you have water bottles or something to balance, that's great. Try again to scissor your thighs toward one another. So your right hip's gonna shift back, left hip forward, and squeeze them together. Option to bring your right toes towards your forehead. A little bit more in your hamstrings here. Stay here, or start to press down into your hands and maybe you lift your front heel, or maybe you just try and it doesn't move, but it's the action that's turning on the compression. And then set it down, bend your front knee. Inhale, three-legged dog, reach your right leg high. Shake it out. And set it down, downward facing dog. Other side, inhale, three-legged dog, left leg high. Exhale, knee to nose, curl in. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, step it through, low lunge. Inhale, remember supported warrior three. So come up high off of your back foot. Tent your fingers for balance in front of you. And then try to bring your inner thigh, your inner right thigh towards the ceiling. So close off your hip. You can flex your back foot or point it or floint it, whatever you want, but do it with purpose. So whatever you do, just don't let it hang there in the air. Take a breath in. Exhale, knee to your chest, shift your weight back through a pistol squat and fall down, sit down onto the earth. Inhale, boat pose. Parallel your shins to the earth, arms out by your side. You know your options. Exhale, half boat. Inhale, full boat, just that once this time. Exhale, knees into your chest. Let's take 2 more rock and rolls, so 3 all together. And on the third one, launch up into chair. Maybe try not to use your hands. And then find chair pose. Sit your weight back into your heels. Instead of being super anterior or super posterior, try to find center with your pelvis. Exhale, airplane your arms behind you, shoulder blades together. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana, right leg lifts. Take a breath to find balance, ground down through your left foot, and then remember to soften the sides of your neck. Inhale. Exhale, crescent lunge with airplane arms. Step back like you're going through molasses. Right foot finds the earth. And then pinkies come toward one another behind you. Try to bring your right hip forward, left hip back, and then lunge more. So your front knee is over your front ankle. And try to bring your thighs toward one another. You've got it. Breathe in. Breathe out. Stay for your breathing. Another breath in. And another breath out. Inhale, drop your knee, reach up, crescent moon. And then let's work on engagement. So pull your front heel back and your right knee forward. So you're pulling your mat together. And then bring your thighs toward one another. Lift your low belly up and in. Everything is reaching in and up through center. Nice work. Keep this engagement for a breath. And exhale, interlace your hands and then walk your hands over so it's like the weird way. Palms down, start to shift your knee forward. Shift forward just as much as feels good and then tuck your tail, posterior pelvic tilt. And feel your right hip flexor turn on. Exhale, half split. Try to keep your right hip stacked over your right knee. And now bring your heel towards your knee first. And the opposite this side, I guess. Pull, pull, pull. And then press from your glute all the way through your left heel. Push your heel down and forward in your mat. This time, try to find an anterior pelvic tilt. So tilt your pelvis towards your thigh. You might feel more of a stretch in your hamstring. And now bring it together. So heel and back, knee forward. Push them together. And then push left heel forward and down. Pelvis tilt towards your thigh. You got it. Nice work. Back into crescent moon. Your left sole meets the earth. Reach up just for a second. Exhale, hands to the inside of your left foot. Come up off of your back foot and warrior two legs. Tent onto your left fingertips. Reach up for an extended side angle variation. Now again, engage your front leg by pressing into your arm and pressing your arm into your knee. Try to bring your right shoulder or your right rib up towards the ceiling. Scoop your left hip under as much as you can. And then pull your feet towards one another. You've got it. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, reverse warrior. Keep a nice lunge in your left knee. Reach up and back with your left hand. You can gaze at your back foot. Inhale. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down, pause, low lunge, pivot your back toes so they face forward. Straighten your front leg, lengthen halfway, and exhale, fold forward. Pyramid pose. Pull your thighs toward one another, left hip back, right hip forward. Stay here, or flex your foot, bring your toes towards your forehead. And find that. Stay here. Or maybe you press down so much your left heel lifts, maybe just a centimeter, maybe none at all. Just pull low belly up and in. And then bend your left knee. Inhale, three-legged dog. And shake it out. Nice work. We're going to flow through that a couple times, breath to movement. Let's go through. Inhale, lift your heels. Bend your knees, travel, top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, Tadasana. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, plant your hands. Maybe you hop back. If you do, land with soft elbows, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, knee to nose and step it through. Your heel first if you can, low lunge. Inhale, supported warrior three, hands in front and tented. Exhale through a pistol squat and find your seat. Inhale, boat pose. Just once. Exhale, half boat. Inhale, full boat. Exhale just once, knees to your chest. And inhale, chair pose. However you get there, use your hands if you need. Exhale, airplane, your arms behind you. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana, left leg lifts. Exhale, slow as you can. Crescent lunge with airplane arms. Inhale, crescent moon, back knee drops, reach up. Exhale, half Hanumanasana or half split. Toes towards your forehead. Inhale, crescent moon, reach up. Exhale, hands to the inside of your right foot. Warrior two legs. Inhale, extended side angle, left hand reaches towards the sky. Inhale. Reach up and back, reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down to the earth. Pivot your back feet. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Stay for an inhale. Exhale, bend your front knee. Low lunge. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Other side, left leg high. Exhale, knee to nose. Really bring your thigh to your chest. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, thigh to your chest, and then step your foot down, low lunge. Inhale, supported warrior three. Exhale, bend your right knee through pistol, find your seat. Inhale, boat pose, lengthen your spine. Exhale, half boat, engage your core. Inhale, full boat. Exhale, knees to chest, roll back. Inhale, chair pose, you've got it. Exhale, airplane your arms. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana, right leg lifts. Exhale, crescent lunge with airplane arms behind you. Inhale, crescent moon, drop your back knee, reach up. Exhale, half Hanumanasana, tilt your pelvis towards your thigh. Inhale, crescent moon. Exhale, hands down inside of your left foot, find warrior two legs. Inhale, reach your right hand up, extended side angle. Exhale, press leg into arm, arm into leg. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down. Inhale, lengthen your spine, straighten your front leg. Exhale, fold. Stay for an inhale. Exhale, bend your front knee, low lunge. Inhale, three-legged dog, left leg high. Exhale, downward facing dog, both feet on the mat. Inhale, up onto your toes. Exhale, bend your knees, travel top of your mat, forward fold. Drop your head. Inhale all the way up, Tadasana. Ground down, rise up. Exhale, hands through heart center, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen the crown of your head forward. Exhale, plant your hands, step or hop back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog, upper arm bones back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Press down to shift back. Let's do it again. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, right leg high, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, and then step it through, low lunge. Inhale, supported warrior three. Exhale, left knee to your chest, and then sit back. Inhale, boat pose. Exhale, half boat. Inhale, boat. Exhale, roll back. And inhale, chair pose. Maybe you press yourself up. Exhale, airplane your arms. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana. Lift your left leg high. Exhale, step your left foot back, crescent lunge. Pinkies together behind you. Inhale, crescent moon, back knee down. Engage your heel to your knee. Exhale, half split. Tent your fingers and bring your toes towards your forehead. Inhale, crescent moon, reach up. Exhale, hands on the inside of your right foot, warrior 2 feet. Inhale, reach your left hand up, extended side angle variation. Breathe out here. Inhale, reverse warrior, reach up like you're markering the wall, the ceiling. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down on either side of your front foot. Inhale, lengthen your spine, pyramid pose with halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Stay for an inhale. Exhale, bend your front knee, low lunge. Inhale, three-legged dog, right leg high. Exhale, step it down, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, knee to nose. See how close you can get it? Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, step it through, low lunge. Inhale, warrior 3, supported. Exhale, right knee into your chest and sit back through a pistol squat. Inhale, boat pose, shins parallel to the earth. Exhale, half boat, feel your core. Full boat. Knees to your chest, rock and roll. Inhale, the chair pose. Exhale, airplane your arms. Weight in your heels. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana, right leg lifts. Exhale, crescent lunge. Step your right foot back on the ball of your back foot. Inhale, crescent moon, you got it. Exhale, half Hanumanasana. Tilt your pelvis towards your thigh. Inhale, crescent moon, heel to knee. Exhale, hands to the inside of your left foot. Inhale, right hand high, extended side angle. Stay for your exhale. Inhale, reverse warrior. Mark the ceiling, and then back. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down to the earth. Straighten your front leg and lengthen. And exhale, fold forward. Stay for an inhale. Exhale, bend your front knee, low lunge. Inhale, three-legged dog, left leg lifts. Exhale, step it down, downward facing dog. Nice work. Take a breath in through your nose. Open mouth, exhale. Let's do one more just like that. Inhale through your nose. Open your mouth, let it go. Inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees, travel to the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway this time. Exhale, fold. Bring your feet hips width distance apart. And let's do Padahastasana. So flip your palms so the backs of your hands are on the mat, and then step on to your hands. Padahasana. Your padas are your hands, or your feet. Hastas are your hands, so step your feet onto your hands. And then drop the crown of your head towards your mat. And if you need to, you always can start to bend your knees. A lot of us have really tight hamstrings, and bending your knees is completely fine. If you do bend your knees though, make sure again that you find that anterior pelvic tilt. So you're trying to lengthen your hamstrings. So try to bring your pelvis towards your thighs. And at the same time, try to engage your quads. So in order to release our hamstrings, we can engage the opposite muscle, which in this case is our quads. Take this moment to come back to your breath. And then step off of your hands or take your hands out from beneath your feet. You can keep your feet hips width distance or bring them together. And let's do that flow one more time. We're going to have some changes, and I'll talk through those. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, and flow through your Chaturanga Dandasana, just like we did before. Inhale, upward facing dog, chest through your arms. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips high. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, step it through, low lunge this time. Inhale, just like we did before, supported warrior 3, and this time hold here for a second. You're gonna find length, and exhale, standing split. Bring your chest towards your thigh. Inhale, supported warrior 3, lift your chest up, parallel your body. Exhale, bring your chest towards your thigh. Try to lift your left inner thigh up towards the ceiling. Let's do that one more time. Have supported warrior 3, and then exhale, chest to your thigh. And let's stay here for a moment. You can bring your hands to the earth, you can tent them, or you can start to bring your right hand to the back of your right shin, or back of your right calf. And then your back foot can be pointed or flexed, but whatever it is, try to bring your inner thigh towards the ceiling. And drop your head. Nice work. And lengthen to supported warrior 3 once again. Exhale, just like we did before, come through a pistol squat and take a seat for boat pose. And just hold here for a couple breaths. Come back to your breath. And bring your knees into your chest, roll back. You know where we're going, chair pose, lift up. Exhale, airplane your arms. Maybe you come up on your tiptoes this time, sipping bird. And if you're shaky, that's fine. I'm always shaky. Inhale, set your heels down, one-legged Tadasana, left leg lifts. Exhale, eagle pose, left leg goes over your right, left arm under. You can cross your hands so your palms touch, or you can bring the backs of your hands together, or you can give yourself a hug. And for your legs, you can always have the opportunity to kickstand your lifted leg. Try to bring your elbows in line with your shoulders, and then sink your weight into your standing heel. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana, left leg lifts. Kick your foot forward. Breathe out, breathe in. Exhale, warrior 3, full without support this time. So kick your left foot back and arms can come out overhead, or you can bring hands to heart center, or you can airplane your hands behind you. Try to shift your left hip down. So left inner thigh towards the ceiling. Lengthen forward and back, and then step it back, crescent lunge, arms high this time. And then set your back knee down. We're back into crescent moon. And listen for the change here. I want you to find that engagement and then press down so much into the back foot, the top of your back foot, that you start to lift your knee up off of the earth. Press down into your heel, press down into your foot, pull everything into center and up, and then set it down. Half Hanumanasana. Bring your toes towards your forehead. And we'll be here for a couple of breaths. So you have the opportunity to start to push into full Hanumanasana. Push is probably not the best word, but you can start to shift your front heel towards the front of your mat. I always kind of just shimmy. I come up on the toes of my back foot so that I can find my engagement. Now, wherever you are, as you go into this, make sure every moment you shift a little further into it, you bring your left hip forward. So you want to keep trying to bring your thighs toward one another. And try to lengthen your spine. And you can always fold over your front leg. Nice work. And start to come up on the toes of your back foot. I shift that knee forward. Front sole of your foot back down. Crescent moon, reach up. Exhale, hands to the inside of your left foot. Warrior 3, or Warrior 2 legs. We've been here before. Extended side angle just for a second. Breathe out. Inhale, straighten your front leg, this time reverse triangle. Press down into your front heel and your back knife edge side of your back foot. And then triangle pose, tee your arms, reach forward with your right, and then tick-tock your hands to 6 and 12 o'clock. Try to scoop your right hip under your body and your left hip back. Squeeze your glutes to open your hips. You can always rest your hand on your shin as long as you don't hyperextend your knee. So keep a soft bend in your front knee. And then plant your hands on either side of your right foot. Low lunge. Inhale, three-legged dog. And shake that leg out. Set it down, downward facing dog. One more side, you got it. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, low lunge, step it through. Inhale, supported warrior 3. And let's do a couple of standing split. Inhale, exhale, standing split. Inhale, find length, warrior 3. Exhale, standing split. Inhale, warrior 3. Last one, exhale, chest to your thigh, your inner thigh of your right leg towards the ceiling. Then take your left arm and maybe you start to bring it to the back of your calf. Pull your low belly up and in. Find your supported warrior 3. Exhale through the pistol squat into your seat. Boat pose. This time, exhale, half boat, and then bring your toes up towards the ceiling. Keep your shoulder blades up off of the earth. Bring your hands interlaced behind your head. Let your right foot fall to about an inch off the earth. Both legs are straight-ish. Shift your torso towards your left leg and pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch it out. Right leg up, left leg down. Face your right thigh and pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Both legs up and let your knees fall into your chest. Rock and roll and get your momentum going. On your third one, launch into chair pose. Inhale, reach up. That's our last one of those, promise. Exhale, sipping bird. Lift up on your toes, reach back. A little balance. And set your heels down, reach up. One-legged Tadasana, right leg lifts. Exhale, eagle pose, right leg over your left, right arm under. And you know your options. Ground down into all 4 corners of your standing foot, and then sink your weight down and back. Try to bring your inner gaze to your third eye center, your seat of intuition. Inhale, unravel, one-legged Tadasana, right leg up. Kick your foot forward, exhale. Inhale, reach. Exhale, full warrior 3. Reach arms up overhead or hands to heart center or airplane them behind you. Shift your right hip down towards the earth. Left or right inner thigh towards the ceiling. Flex or point your back foot. One more inhale. One more exhale. Inhale this time, crescent lunge, reach up. Exhale, crescent moon. You know where we're going. You can keep your hands up or bring them to heart center. I should have said that on the other side. Engage heel to knee and press down so hard in the top foot of your back foot. Maybe your knee starts to lift. Pull your thighs toward one another and let it go. Nice work. Exhale, half Hanumanasana. And feel free to start to shift your front heel forward and your back foot back for full Hanumanasana. And each inch you take, remember, thighs back toward one another. So your right hip forward, left hip back, length. Maybe you go a little further. And feel free to fold over your front leg. And then start to shimmy your back knee forward and come onto the sole of your front foot. Reach up for just a second. Exhale, hands to the inside of your left foot. Warrior two legs, reach up, extended side angle. Straighten your front leg. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, triangle pose. Reach forward with your left hand and then tick-tock your arms, 12 and 6 o'clock. Press down into the knife edge side of your front foot just as much as your back. Exhale, plant your hands on either side of your front foot, low lunge. Inhale, three-legged dog, left leg high, shake it out. Downward facing dog, nice work. Inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees, and travel through to a seat. The hard work is done, I promise. And then let your left leg stay long. Bring your right foot, the right sole of your foot to the outside of your left thigh. And then give your leg a hug. Pull your leg into your chest. And then once you're here, once again, try to find that pelvic tilt towards your thigh. Bring your shoulders back and feel a nice stretch on the outer hip of your right leg. And let your right sole of your foot back down on the earth. Your left foot can stay long, or you can bend it. Bring your sole of your foot towards your glute. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist to your right. You can hook your left elbow outside of your right leg. And then we'll counter twist to your left. And then switch it out. This time, let your right leg go long. Bend your left knee and then bring the sole of your foot to the outside of your right thigh. And then squeeze it in. Give yourself a hug. And start to shift your pelvis towards your thigh. And then lift your shoulders up and back to get more sensation in your outer left thigh. And drop the sole of your left foot down and keep your right leg long, or bend it so your foot goes towards your glute. Reach up. Exhale, twist to your left. You can hook your right elbow this time outside of your left knee. And counter stretch to your right. Let both feet come in front of you, the soles of your feet down. Reach out in front and then slowly lower all the way down to your backs. Let's do one bridge pose. Bend your knees so they are up towards the ceiling, sole of your feet on your mat. Try to bring your shoulder blades together underneath you. Exhale here. Inhale, lift your hips up towards the ceiling and your chest towards your chin. But lengthen the crown of your head away from yourself. And then try to bring your chest even closer towards your chin. You always have the option to interlace your hands behind your low back if you'd like. Inhale. Exhale. And release your back down to the mat. And Supta Baddha Konasana. Bring the soles of your feet together. Let your knees fall to the edges of your mat. You can bring one hand to your heart and one hand to your belly. And connect with your body. And bring your knees back toward one another. Figure 4, bring your right ankle draped over your left thigh. You can flex your right foot and then reach your hands on either side of your right leg, finding the back of your leg or your shin. Find where you have the most sensation and then send some relaxation to that spot. And switch it out. Bring your left ankle over your right thigh. And find the back of your right leg or your shin. And release that. Bring both knees into your chest. Let's just take a quick twist each side. Let your knees fall over to your right. And keep your left shoulder down and gaze over to your left. Your knees back through center and let them fall to the left. And gaze over your right arm. And bring your knees back into your chest. Give yourself one last big hug, forehead to your knees. And then let everything fall down to the earth. And let your heels come to the edges of your mat and your toes fall as they do. You can rest your hands by your side, palms up or palms down, whatever is calling to you today. And then I will cue you out of this Shavasana in just a couple of moments, so please let everything relax. Let the tongue fall from the roof of your mouth. Let your shoulders drop deeper into the earth beneath you. And let your breath naturally rise and fall. And let this earth hold you. Start to deepen your breath to start. Start to wiggle your fingers, your toes, and roll out your wrists, roll out your ankles. And then reach up overhead for a nice long body stretch, like you're just waking up in the morning. Maybe you bring your knees into your chest. And then roll over to your right or left side and rest your head on your bicep. And take a moment here. And let this place remind you that you can always begin again, that the universe has your back. And gently press up into a comfortable seat. You can stay behind soft or closed eyes. Bring your palms to touch, your thumbs to third eye center, the space between your eyebrows. May you always be unapologetically you. Bring your thumbs to your heart. It's customary at the end of our yoga practice to say namaste to one another. It just means that the light in me sees and honors the light in each and every one of you. Namaste. Thank you all for joining me for this practice, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your week and that you had a wonderful Memorial Day. Goodbye. Oh, and I will be streaming Mondays at 5 p.m., so I'll see you back here soon, hopefully.